some cards that you need to be buying before crossover breakers. Big dog, the new Yu-Gi-Oh meta is upon us, and today, Chat and I will be showing you some cards that you are going to need, whether you're playing competitively at YCS Anaheim, or you just trying to clap up your friends when they get the new cards. Today, me and Chat will not only bestow you that information, we're also going to be talking about some other really cool cards that you should be looking into. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. What? But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. So with crossover breakers around the corner, there's going to be some cards that players are going to be picking up. I want you guys to know about these cards before it's a little bit too late. Of course, big dog, as per usual, I put these lists on my Patreon as a special thank you for helping me pick my editors, but I also put this on my Twitch because that's exactly where we record this. So even if you guys can't afford to help support the channel or whatever, you're still supporting the channel by jumping in, watching videos, and catching us on Twitch. So you're gonna hear a lot about crossover breakers within the next upcoming weeks, and it's probably because it's one of the strongest side sets or deck build sets we've had in so long, with powerful strategies like Maliss, which revolves around banishing monsters and bringing them back, as well as paying life points, and then another deck known as Ryzeal, which is an incredibly powerful XC deck that even TJ can play. I promise you, chat, Ryzeal is ridiculously easy. Hold on, let me call him up right now. Yo, TJ.
What's up, $2 hoe?
All right, I'm gonna ignore that. How easy is it for you to play Ryzeal? How easy was it to learn?
Rank 4s.
See, I told you, chat. If TJ can learn it, any of you guys can. Easy peasy.
Bro, they search each other and like 2 of them are free something.
All right, he talking too much. He doing. We don't need to know all that. What?
No. You're not gonna hang up on me like that. That's some prostitution shit right there.
What'd I do?
Nothing, but I'm getting the hang up.
I have an entire Ryzeal deck minus the core. The Ryzeal deck is literally like 30 staples in 10 of the Ryzeal cards. So just about everybody has this deck. It's cheap and it's accessible. Did you buy your number 104 Masquerades? Oh, Patterson already dropping the sauce. It's a card that you send from your extra deck to the graveyard with the 7th Tachyon, a card that we don't have just yet. But it's also really important to pick this card up because it is a very old Yu-Gi-Oh card that not a lot of people have. Masquerade only has 1 printing inside of Judgment of Light and is about $5, which is crazy. Also, number 102, oh yeah, we forgot. You're also going to need number 102 Star Seraph Sentry from Judgment of Light 2. Really interesting time that Konami made some cards that can not only fulfill the requirements of 7th Tachyon, but also be incredibly hard to get. Good job, Konami. Then there's the other spell card, 7th Ascension, that you guys should be picking up to be able to search your 7th Tachyon. Those cards are a pretty big bundle for Ryzeal in the future. But for right now, what would you need for Ryzeal? Well, it's pretty simple. You guys have all been talking about what to do to make your Ryzeal deck stronger. I'm going to give you some cards to absolutely decimate the deck. These are going to be some cards that you need. One of them is XYZ Encore. XYZ Encore is a quick play spell card that allows you to detach the materials of a monster, then return it to the extra deck. And even more importantly, your opponent can't use cards in response to you activating Exceed Encore. I think Exceed Encore is a card that's not going to be the most amazing card against them because they get to special summon their Ryzeal monsters back to their side of the field, and I've never been a fan of giving them monsters, but in certain strategies, it could be really powerful. Just like how Book of Eclipse is also a card that is amazing against the deck because Ryzeal Detonator doesn't really have a way to stop it, and it can flip the monsters face down to prevent their field spell from detaching a material to be able to negate your monster effects. But I just wanted to give you guys some really good cards that can work offensively and defensively. We know that quick play spell cards are crazy good right now. Yo, what's that majestic looking cup that you are sipping from? I gotta tell you guys about the Advanced GG Pot of Greed cup. This one is pretty freaking ridiculous, isn't it? This is actually my very own shaker that I have on Advanced GG, and you guys can get 30% off if you go ahead and follow the links, everything that I have down below in the description or whatever. But yeah, I'm officially sponsored by Advanced GG. I kind of sold out, but it's a company that I really, really like. I enjoy their supplements. They're pretty cool. Is that your face on there, or is that pot of greed? It's pot of greed. Why you make the same face? No, I do not make the same face. Chat, do I really make the same face? Shout out to my boy Midnight Dreams though, he actually designed it. So there is another effective strategy that I noticed about getting rid of Ryzeal in case you don't have the opportunity to detach their Exceed monsters. Maybe you want to stop them from searching in total. Well, cards like Droll and Logbird can be pretty good, especially if they lead off with something like Bonfire, but what I've noticed, which is a really, really powerful card overall, especially if you're playing a deck like Maliss, Mistaken Arrest. Mistaken Arrest not only prevents a player from searching, it prevents the player from searching the following turn, which is kind of crazy. This card was really, really good against Fluendereese in the past, and I think it's going to be an incredible card in the future, because preventing players from searching for multiple turns in a Yu-Gi-Oh game where searching happens in multiple turns is a pretty good card. And just in case you are playing a deck that does search a lot and maybe you want to search, then Shared Ride is the alternative. Shared Ride is like Mole Charming, except at home. Unfortunately, it's not a hand trap that can be activated when your opponent searches, but it is a spell card that can be activated, allowing you to get resources when your opponent gets resources. Imagine being able to use Shared Ride, Molechummy Flowers, and Molechummy Perilia in one turn. Bro, you're drawing 3 cards per interaction. Holy crap, you're starting to sound like a bank. Ultimate Slayer is a must for the mirror. Ultimate Slayer is actually crazy good. Or Deck Lockdown. Holy, how can I forget about Deck Lockdown? You got me there. Deck Lockdown is an alternative between Mistaken Arrest and Shared Ride, and the benefits is that Deck Lockdown locks the deck down completely. I mean, the chains on the deck is kind of kinky for me, but being able to prevent not only searching, but special summons is pretty freaking good. I think that a lot of players are going to start using those type of cards inside of their decks to be able to stop Ryzeal. What about Artifact Dagda or Artifact Lancia? The Artifact cards are pretty good, and Dagda allows you to be able to search Lancia, which can prevent the effects of Maliss from being able to special summon themselves because they can't be banished. I think those are going to be some pretty powerful cards that you're going to need. OCG uses Sanctum to search Lancia too. Bro, just get the whole package. Bro, get your Moral Tax, get your Scythes, get your Dagdas, get your Ignitions, get your Sanctums, just get your Artifact cards. But before we move away to Maliss, I think there's some other cards that we should be looking at, right? Like, there's some pretty good rank 4 monsters that not a lot of people are paying attention to. I saw Andy said also buy Tornado Dragon. I love Tornado Dragon. It's a crazy good card. Aggregator is a $5 super. I think Patterson said that too. That's crazy. Yeah, you're gonna definitely need that Aggregator card. It's pretty good. I would also say D-Save Worm. It got an ultra rare inside of the Mega Tins of 2024. So definitely pick up those 2 cards because they're really good. Not only are they Ultimate Slayer targets, you can send them from your extra deck to the graveyard with Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid, which is a pretty good card right now. Pick up your Dark Fluids. How about Excidon, Murielic Aggregator? Maliss also uses the rank 9. I'm glad Patterson re-mentioned the Aggregator. Excidon is another crazy good card.
What's that you say, Sonny? Back in my day, Excited Night used to be a $70 Yu-Gi-Oh card. And oh, it was like that card you call Divine Arsenal Double A Zeus. Anyways, Gladiator Beast is a good Yu-Gi-Oh deck that's built on the back.
Your important rank 4 monsters are getting a little bit more important, and Excited Might is a demon. I also would pick up cards like Castell because it's Castell. Castell is one of the very few monsters that is really good at getting rid of threats. That's an Exceed monster. Also, even if it does fail and Castell winds up not being a good Exceed monster for Ryzeal, it just so happens to be really important inside of that hat format. So go ahead and pick that up. Now, I think players are going to be really prepared for Ryzeal, but maybe not as much prepared for Maliss. Maliss is the other strategy that is going to be pretty powerful, especially seeing that cards like Maxi aren't in our Yu-Gi-Oh meta. It's going to be a little bit stronger in the TCG. Fortunately enough, I got you prepared for Maliss just as much as I got for Ryzeal. One of them being Signet Mining. Now, Signet Mining comes in different rarities, so you have your pick of the litter, but I think the high-end versions of Signet Mining should be something that you watch out for. I mean, even though it did just get a reprint in the Quarter Century Bonanza, getting those max rarity copies of the cards will still be on everyone's mind. Would I go for Maliss over Ryzeal? Oh, that's tough. Personally, I like the complexities of Maliss. I like that the deck can do so many different things, but I also like the simplicity of Ryzeal. I think that Ryzeal may be a little bit stronger for now, but you could never, ever go against the waifu tax, guys. Also, can't get D-barrier with Maliss. You're not wrong. But let me know what you guys are. Are you team Maliss or are you team Ryzeal? Me personally, I'm gonna lean towards team Maliss, but that's because that's the first deck that I learned. And I'm not well adept to Ryzeal, which means I got to see TJ play it. I also think that players should start looking into the card Code of Soul. The card is incredibly good for Maliss, and even though it's a super rare inside of its respective set, super rares can get really expensive. I think one of the biggest things that people need to understand is that if you buy a box, you're not guaranteed a super rare. In actuality, 7 super rares come inside of a case. This means that if you spend about $700 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you'll get 7 copies of Code of Soul. It should 100% be worth a little bit more than what it is. Now, as far as beating Maliss, it's a little bit different. Obviously, cards like Dimensional Barrier just simply do not work. The aforementioned Artifact Lancia is a strong Yu-Gi-Oh card. I like a card called Destructive Daruma Cat. It's pretty good at being able to stop Ryzeal from setting up his board, but it's also especially good for getting rid of Maliss's board, because when it can't flip face down to prevent from linking, it sends to the graveyard. Uh-oh, Daruma the Link Killer. Bro, the card's crazy. Blink Out is also a crazy good card. The fortunate thing is that Blink Out is a common. If Blink Out was any rarity, we might have been cooked. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme would be good against Maliss. It would be crazy against them. There are times where they summon multiple Link monsters to the side of the field so you can... Have you guys ever summoned a Fantastical Dragon Phantasme and have drawn 4 cards? It is the best feeling ever. It doesn't matter what you have to pull back. You get to mold your own hand. But lastly, I think that there is another card that you guys should be looking at. Maliss and Ryzeal aside, I'm not going to forget about the new archetype called Ryuji. Ryuji is a rank 10 base Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and I've been telling you guys to pick up this Yu-Gi-Oh card for a while. I think Verugus, Bringer of End Times, is a crazy good Yu-Gi-Oh card, and we finally have an archetype to spam it out. Verugus isn't getting a reprint anytime soon. We could assume sometime next year, and it is such a good pickup for a secret rare Yu-Gi-Oh card. I mean, the card literally says better on the floor in its card text. Look at it. It says better on the floor. I've never been a big fan of generic Yu-Gi-Oh cards that can kind of stop anything, but as long as Konami keeps making them, we gotta pay attention to it. And the reason why Better on the Floor was expensive is because everybody knew how it was easy to make. Verugus might become that easy soon. Should we pick up Dark Fusion before Supreme Darkness comes out? That's for a whole different video. I haven't even gotten into Supreme Darkness just yet. But what I want you guys to get into is some of these other videos, because I'll keep you updated as time goes on. I can't wait to see you on the next one.